All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to call this meeting of the West Valley Water District Board of Directors to order, and we will start with the roll call of board members.
Thank you, Director Bennett,
Present.
Director Moore,
Present.
Director Garcia,
Present.
Vice President Jenkins,
Present.
President Young.
Present.
5 of 5 are present. Thank you.
Okay, and at this time, if you could please rise for the presentation of colors and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and justice for
liberty
all.
and justice for all. Philip? Oh,
All right, next up, we're going to have our opening prayer from Pastor Daniel Vasquez. Pastor Vasquez, if you'll please lead us in the invocation.
sure. Let us pray. As we gather here today in this season of reflection and gratitude, let us take a moment to pause and embrace the spirit of the holidays. We are thankful for the opportunity to serve our community and for the dedication each of you bring to the West Valley Water District. May this season fill our hearts with joy and our minds with clarity. Let us be reminded of the vital role we play in ensuring the health and well-being of our community through the stewardship of our precious water resources. As we move forward together, may we be inspired by the sense of purpose and unity. Let us also take this time to appreciate the collaboration and support we share. May our discussions today be guided by wisdom, compassion, and unwavering commitment to the need of those that we serve. As we celebrate the holidays, may we spread kindness and understanding, fostering a spirit of hope and renewal. May our efforts this season and beyond be a source of light for our community, creating a sustainable future for generations to come. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. You may be seated. All right, so now we will do the oath of office for the returning board members. So we will start with Director Garcia.
Yes, thank you. Just really quick introduction. I did want to mention that we received from the Registrar of Voters the acceptance of the the certificate of appointment in lieu of election for Angela Garcia, Division 1 for 4-year term, Estevan L. Bennett, Division 4 for a 4-year term, and Gregory Young, Division 5 for a 4-year term. That was received, approved on the 3rd, received today. So we do have your certificates, and we will begin the oath of office with Director Garcia. We'll have you stand right here, Peter. So you're going to be reading off the oath. This, and then you can stand behind right here. You can stand right here. Yeah, good.
Okay. Are you ready for your oath of office? Can you please raise your right hand? Repeat after me. I state your name.
Angela Garcia,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully
and faithfully
discharge
discharge
the duties
the duties
about which I'm about to enter.
about which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Stand right here and take a picture. Yeah. There you go.
Has to get out of the way.
I was gonna say, should they be under the water,
Yeah.
water sign?
Yeah, we should have brought the water drop.
You're behind.
Water bottle.
Good. Congratulations.
And then Angela, if you want to make any comments or thank your family for being here.
Well, I want to thank my husband and my family for being here to swear me in, and I look forward to the next 4 years. We've done a lot in the first 2 years, but I know that we're doing great things and we're moving the district in a great direction, and I look forward to being part of this board. Thank you once again, and thank you for having me part of this board. Thank you.
Esteban?
You're next.
Okay. You're gonna stand on this side. There you go. I think I'm gonna give him a mic too because he's really quiet. Okay.
Okay, we'll take the picture. Ready? Oath of office. I state your name,
I, Esteban Bennett,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I would support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
that I will well faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, sir.
Let's take a picture of this with you. You get in the middle and you guys stand on either side of it and we'll take a picture. Let me grab this from you. Okay, perfect. platform? Congratulations, Dr. Bennett. Thank you. They have your certificate, so, okay? All right. And, oh, did you want to make a comment? Yeah. Do you want to make a comment? Yeah.
Well, I want to thank the board for first the appointment and which led to the, I guess wasn't an election, but I thank the board and my family in particular and the community who continue providing the residents here with clean, safe drinking water and administering the process of the treatment facility. Thank you.
And President Young. Okay, please raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Gregory Young,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without mental reservation
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
I will say, I think it's rather impressive that Elvia has that so memorized that she can just recite it from memory. Well, I won't say too much. This is my third rodeo at this point, but just I want to thank my family most of all for their love and support. And it's been a long time I've been on this board, and we've had our ups and downs, and we're certainly moving in a wonderful direction. And I'm so proud to be working with this board and all of you here at the district. We're doing wonderful things, and I really look forward to seeing the next 4 years. But just a special shout out to my family for putting up with me being gone a lot and missing a lot of dinners and being otherwise unavailable sometimes, but really couldn't do this without them. So thank you very much.
Yeah. So all three? 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So oath of office is complete, so the next order of business is the election of officers. So as part of our organizational meeting, we elect officers at the board's pleasure. So with that, if there's anyone who wants to make a motion as far as officers,
I would like to I like to nominate or motion that Greg Young remain as president of West Valley Water District.
We have to,
okay.
No, I don't think you need to declare it open necessarily.
Yeah.
Make a nomination without a need for a motion second.
yeah, there's no second that's required.
Oh,
Okay.
no second?
Is there any other?
Yes, I want to make a nomination.
Okay.
I want to nominate Director Moore. I'm sorry, Dr. Moore. Jenkins to be president.
Okay, so we have 2 nominations. Is there anyone else who wants to make a nomination? If not,
So you have 2 nominations, so unless there's any other
president.
nominations.
yeah.
Yeah, we're voting for the
President.
office of the
President
president.
first,
That's
yeah.
the
And-
first thing.
Unless there are any more nominations, then the presiding officer can say that the nominations are closed. And then you can have a discussion, and then at some point, the board clerk will call for a roll call vote.
Now, do I need to ask if, myself and Mr. Jenkins here are willing to accept it, or what's the protocol when there's
Well-
2 nominations on the floor?
Yeah, if a nomination has been made and that hasn't been, turned down, then that nomination.
But I guess that's my question, is
Before
that
before we get it turned down, let me just.
yeah.
Okay, I made my nomination because Vice President Jenkins has done an exceptional job the last 2 years being vice president. Under the president's leadership, he has grown and he's been part of the community. And, he's shown and demonstrated that he wants to do great things for West Valley Water District. And in the past 2 years, he's shown the commitment, he's shown the leadership under the current presidency. And I think that he would do a really good job being a president. And I think that he's ready for it. And that's why I made the nomination for Vice President Jenkins to be president.
Well, first I want to say how honored I am that you asked me to be president, and how very touched I am that your words, by the way. But I'd also like to respectfully decline at this time the presidency. This has been a great place to be, and I've appreciated everyone here, and I'd like to at this time just decline it for now, but I do appreciate it very much.
I do want to say an additional comment. Although I did nominate you, I think that President Young has been doing a great job as well.
Thank you.
So if I could have 2 votes, I would. But I wanted to first thank President Young for his leadership in the last 2 years, and that I think that if he was to have accepted it, I know that he would do a good job, and I just know that I want to thank you for what you've done. But I also think that President Young has demonstrated a lot of leadership in the past 2 years, and I support that vote as well.
All right, anyone else want to throw in a nomination? If not,
Okay, so hearing no other nominations, then Director Young is declared president.
I'm sorry, so I would recommend a vote.
yes.
There has to be a vote, okay.
Yeah.
And first, I'd just say, I'm very touched by the support and by the kind words. And, I would be more than happy to continue on it in the current role for another term. Definitely don't want to do this forever, and I think, and I would certainly echo Angie's comments about you, Dan. I think that you've been doing a great job as vice president, and looking forward to turning it over to you, maybe after we finish up a few more things that we've been working on together. So, but yeah, so thank you all. But
Thank
if
you.
there's nothing else.
We'll take a
Well,
roll call
yes.
vote on that. Director Moore,
Yes.
Director Bennett,
Yes.
Director Garcia,
Yes.
Director Jenkins.
Yes.
Thank you, and that passes 4-0. Congratulations, President Young.
Okay, all right. Well, continuing the election of officers, now we need to fill the role as vice president. Is there anyone who would like to make a nomination for the office of vice president?
Well, I'll nominate Vice President Jenkins to continue to be Vice President.
All right. Anyone else want to make another motion, or are we all good with that? I think we're good
So
with that.
nominations are declared closed.
Closed?
And now
board
we can
clerk
take a
will
roll call
vote.
vote.
Yeah.
Thank you. Director Moore,
Yes.
Director Bennett,
Yes.
Director Garcia,
Yes.
President Young.
Yes.
That passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so now we've concluded with the election of officers, so now we can actually go to our closed session portion of the agenda. So, Madam Secretary.
Thank you. Members of the public may participate and give public comment in one of four ways: in person at West Valley Water District's Administrative Boardroom, via telephone by 888-475-4499 with access code 840-293-7790, via Zoom with access code 840-293-7790, or via email at administration@wvwd.org. We've received nothing via email in person. We have no one on Zoom.
Okay. If there's anyone in the audience who would like to make public comment on any of the closed session items, now is your time to do so. Not seeing anyone jumping up from the shadows, we'll go ahead and close public participation for closed session items, and we will adjourn into closed session.
Can we mute the mics, Albert, please?
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Okay. All right. We are back from closed session. We'll have report out from closed session.
Yes, Mr. President, the board met in closed session on items 1 and 2 as listed, and there was no reportable action.
Okay. Thank you very much. Next up, we have the adoption of the agenda. We don't have any asked changes by staff, so we can adopt the agenda if someone will make the motions.
I motion that we adopt the agenda as presented before us.
Okay, we have a first. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. No discussion. We'll call the roll.
Albert, can we just double check that we're muted? It looks like we're muted in the boardroom. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure.
We have a first by Vice President Jenkins, a second by Director Garcia. I'm going to take a roll call vote. Director Moore,
Yes.
Director Bennett,
Yes.
Director Garcia,
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins,
Yes.
President Young.
Yes.
That passes 5-0. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Next up, we have public participation.
Thank you. Yes. Members of the comment in one of 4 ways: in person at West Valley Water District's Administrative Boardroom, via telephone by calling 888-475-4499, access code 840-293-7790, via Zoom at access code 840-293-7790, or via email at administration@wvwd.org. We received no emails, or no one in person, I believe, and no one is on Zoom.
Okay. Last call. Going once. Going twice. All right. We'll go ahead and close public participation. All right. We have no presentations for this evening.
All right.
But we do have a consent calendar, which should be the next slide. All right, so on the consent calendar, we have 6 items tonight, board. If anyone would like any items pulled, please indicate so now. If not, I'll entertain a motion on the balance.
I motion that we accept the consent calendar as presented.
Okay, we have a first. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? Nope. All right, go ahead and call the roll.
Thank you. Director Moore,
Yes.
Director Bennett,
Yes.
Director Garcia,
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins,
Yes.
President Young.
Yes.
That passes 5-0. Thank you.
Okay, next up we have business matters. So the standing committee and board assignments, so it's pretty typical that for an organizational meeting that we kind of start and look at the standing committees. I have heard from board members of some desire to maybe be on other committees, so I did pull up and create a kind of a table for us, so if you want to pull that up. And my recommendation to the board is, since we have people who have a lot of interest in a lot of things, I think probably the easiest thing to do is we'll just do it as a fantasy draft style. We'll just each go down the line. We each get to pick one thing, and we'll just keep going down the line until hopefully everything's full. Now, one thing I do want to add, after we fill the 2 reps on the committee, we are also going to fill an alternate. We have had some issues on some of the committee meetings where if one board member was already going to be absent and then the second one's not able to join, especially with the new remote requirements kind of resetting back to the Brown Act traditional rules, we have had some committees that weren't able to actually meet. So we do want to, Elvie and I were talking about this, that we do want to also indicate a third alternate. So if we know one board member is not going to be present, we can at least call on that third board member to attend for that committee, just so we can get business done without having to either reschedule or wait till the next month.
Yes, and
So-
just as a point of clarification,
Yeah.
that alternate will be called once we find out about one of the members not being available. If the alternate wants to attend, they can, but they won't have a vote. They won't be part of the advisory body at that point.
Gotcha.
If all 3.
If all 3
If all
show up,
3
sorry,
show up,
if all
yeah.
3 show up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's real important because we got to be careful of the Brown Act there. So
So the goal of an alternate is that to always have 2 members in order to have the standing committee meeting. The Brown Act rules applied to those committee meetings.
Mm.
If with the alternate, if the alternate just wanted to show up on their own accord, even though the 2 reps can attend, that's possible, but that alternate at that point would be a 3rd member of the board. They cannot participate at all in the meeting.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure they would want to show up if they're not operating as the alternate, but just to the point that if all 3 show up at any committee meeting, only the committee members can participate.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
and we have had alternates in the past, particularly when board members may have had health issues or family members, but we haven't really had a designated alternate for every committee. But like I said, we have had some recent challenges on a couple committees, so we did want to take this opportunity to also identify an alternate. But my thought was, again, we can just kind of do this draft style, give everyone can get their first choice, and then we'll go through the list and just, like I said, keep on working our way down if everyone's amenable to that. Because again, I want to try to be fair to everyone who has expressed a desire maybe to start with a clean slate. So if that's amenable to the board, we can kind of just go down the line and just we'll pick until we fill everything up.
Okay, well, I want to start off with saying that I've enjoyed being on external affairs and engineering and operations and planning, and I would like to remain on those committees.
We're going to go one by one. So
then-
it'll go, pick the one that you want to be on. It's going to go all the way down the row, and it's going to start back again,
Yeah.
one by
I
one.
want to pick those 2.
Well, but
No,
we're
you
going to pick
pick
one
one.
at a time.
Everybody picks the one.
Again,
It's
I'm
just
trying
a-
to be fair to everyone's
Let's
desire.
not
we
talk
dis-
about
we discussed
fair,
it.
but I will start with the
So which one would you
external
like first?
affairs.
External affairs. Okay, so we can go put your name in. Mr. Estevan, I'll start with you next as one of our newest board members. Which committee would you like to choose?
Engineering.
Yeah, turn it.
Engineering.
Sorry. Engineering, operations, and planning.
Okay. All right, Calvin.
Human resources.
Human
Can
resources.
you speak into the
Your
mic?
mic.
Human resources.
Okay, Dan. You picked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do finance. Where the big square is.
I love so many things, but I think I'll choose engineering. All right, next choice, Angie.
Mm. Well, how do I kick you off of engineering? You've been on it the longest, so maybe you should choose something
Again,
else.
like we're all choosing one at a time.
One by one.
Now we'll do the alternates later, so maybe you can be an alternate. But
All right, I'll do
what's your next
finance.
choice?
Finance.
Okay, finance. All right, back to you, sir. Like I said, this is our fantasy draft.
Okay. Human resource.
Human resources. Okay, Kelvin.
External affairs.
External affairs. Okay. Dan.
Safety technology.
All right, I'll do the policy oversight. All right, so far everyone's done 2. We do have 2 remaining spots. So since we just have 2 left, I'll just see, does anyone have any interest in the 2 remaining spots? Since we've already filled up with our general 2.
Policy review, I'm interested in.
You would like to do policy?
If it's okay with everyone else, though.
Is that good with everybody else?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Okay, all right, so and then safety and technology. Does anyone else want to join safety and technology? I mean, I can put everyone's name in a hat and we
You
just
want to
pull-
volunteer someone?
Yeah.
I got one. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Is that Kelvin who
Yes.
sheepishly said yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, so now we'll do alternates. So Angie, do you want to be an alternate then for engineering? Okay. is there anyone who would like to be the alternate for external affairs? Dan, okay. Finance, I'm willing to be the alternate there if need be, judging by my colleagues' reaction to that one. HR? Either one of the two of you or myself, because they're already on HR.
Oh,
Okay, I'll do it.
all good.
Okay. All right, Angie will be the alternate. Policy, so anyone willing to be the alternate on policy?
I'll do it.
Okay, all right,
Just an alternate.
sure. All right, and safety and technology?
I'll do it.
Okay. All right. See?
Let's go home.
Good, all right.
Good.
All right, so we do have a couple more on the bottom. So these are kind of not quite committee assignments, but they are ones which we typically designate the representatives for. Aqua JPA, we already kind of filled that in because it's typically either myself, the vice president, or the general manager. One of the three of us generally do that. But the next up, we do have the Bloomington MAC. I know that there's 3 board members who have Bloomington, and I believe the last couple of years it's been Dan and myself. But Angie, did you have any interest in wanting to be one of the reps on that?
When do they meet?
First Wednesday of the month,
First Wednesday of the month,
That's
Me-
at what time?
6 o'clock.
generally 6 o'clock.
I'm going to respectfully decline just based on my work schedule.
No, that's fine. So Dan, you and me probably then, since we represent the Bloomington areas. Okay, so we'll keep that the same. Angie, do you want us to maybe put you down as an alternate just in case? Again, since you're the only other board member who
Sure.
has Bloomington.
Sure.
Okay. Now, then we have Valley District. I believe, Kelvin, you had been kind of filling that in, but I don't know if anyone has any desires on that one.
I think Kelvin's doing a great job.
You want to keep it?
I'll keep-
Okay. Now, do we want to, now, I think in the past, we've only designated
It's only been
one.
one person, yes.
But do we want to designate an alternate?
Maybe an alternate.
You want
Sure.
to do it?
I'll do the alternate.
Sure. Okay, perfect. All right, and then the groundwater basin, I had been doing that. I was, or still am, I guess, serving as the vice president of that right now. And so, I mean, I'd be happy to continue in that if everyone's okay. Because
When do they meet?
they meet quarterly, but only on an
As
as-needed
needed.
basis. So we haven't met in a while, but I suspect we'll probably have to meet soon because the president of that was the outgoing mayor. So there's probably, so I might even be in line to take over maybe on that, which might be good for the the district. So we'll see. But yeah, if everyone's okay, I wouldn't mind continuing on that. Again, like we haven't met in a while, so.
And again, it's only one appointment or,
Yes.
or one assignment. Okay.
Correct. Now, we might want to choose an alternate.
Yeah.
So if anyone else is willing to,
And those are evening meetings
it's kind of where,
sometimes?
yeah, most of the time it was, but I mean, it's really whenever they call it. But yeah,
I'm
you,
willing to be an
okay.
alternate.
sure. All right, and then we have the IE Works. I believe, Kelvin, you had been on that one as well, but does anyone else have any?
When do those meetings meet?
Those are via Zoom and they're sent out, I think quarterly or monthly, and it's via Zoom. And I want to say it's like in the middle of the day,
Middle of the day.
middle of the day via Zoom.
I'll go ahead and be on that.
You want to be on that?
Yeah.
You'd like to, yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kelvin, Angie would like to do that. Are you okay with that, or should we arm wrestle?
No.
No, that's fine.
Okay, yep,
Okay,
sounds
great.
like we're good there.
Kelvin,
Now,
do you
would you
want to
like-
do alternate?
Yeah, you want to be the
Sure.
backup?
Sure.
All right, so yeah, so particularly, just kind of moving forward, just because again, we are dealing with these previous Brown Act requirements. So if you feel like you're not going to be able to attend one of these meetings, please try to let Elvia and the staff know so that we can alert the alternate members.
Mhm.
I'd like to also bring up something really quick.
Sure.
Just because at the time that we reorganize, meaning we're assigning committees and we're electing officers, is when we look at the schedule. Now, because of the Brown Act, the public is entitled to come to regularly scheduled meetings. And I know in the past, we've been a little bit lax, and I think at this point, we should be deciding now when these meetings occur. And because we have alternates, if you can't make that meeting, your alternate will attend for you. So if it's okay, I'd like to bring up our current meeting schedule to see if it's okay with everybody, or if you want to make any modifications, we can do it now.
All right,
Okay.
so everybody grab your phones, look at your calendars,
Here,
and
let me see if
do
I
you
can
have a
bring it up
slide
for
for
you.
that?
And just for clarity, and maybe Jeff wants to expand on this, if only one board member shows up to a committee meeting, we don't have a
It
quorum
is not
and
a
we
quorum, we
can't hold the
cannot have the
meeting.
meeting, yeah.
That's why we now have an alternate.
Yep.
Okay,
Hold on. Let me bring that up really quick so you can see it.
And because the Brown Act requires these committees to have regular board meetings with, with the posting of the agenda in advance, we need to have a set date, as we have a regular set date for board meetings, as a regular board meeting.
I don't know why it's not bringing it up. Hold on. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so here we go. So this is December's meeting, and if you look at the very top, I'm going to make it bigger so y'all can see it.
Okay.
That top there, you're looking at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So external affairs.
can you just go over to
Hold
the
on
left?
1 second. Yeah, I need to
Yeah,
go to the left.
just-
There we go. So safety meets the
Little
first.
little bit more. One more. We can't see it. Column A. There we go. Yeah.
Better?
Yes.
Okay. So safety committee meets the first Monday of the month. And that's, I think we've set it at 5, just because because of the members that were on it. So if that's still a time that you all can make it, if that's still a time that you all can make it, we can leave it at 5 or move it to 6 o'clock. And that is for Dan and Kelvin.
I'm good with 5 o'clock if Kelvin is.
I'm good with it.
Okay, so that will stay at 5 o'clock. We also have external affairs that meets on the 4th Monday of the month. It's not at noon, it means at 6 o'clock, I think. Still at 6. Move that. If that's still agreeable for Angie and
Kelvin,
Kelvin?
I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
the 4th, okay, great. Now we have on Tuesdays, let's see, do we not have meeting? No, we don't have anything Tuesdays. We've got Wednesdays, the HR committee that meets the 2nd Wednesday of the month. It's Kelvin and Esteban. Is that still agreeable to you all?
Yes.
Kelvin?
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Wait, I'm for whatever alternative I am not available Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
For alternate,
Yeah, so if those meetings are being held on a Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm gonna come off.
okay, so we currently have you as an alternate with, let's see, on Tuesdays, we don't have anything Tuesdays. Wednesdays is HR, policy, and finance. So you are an alternate for HR, so we would have to remove you as an alternate.
Okay, then take me off.
Okay,
Because I'm only available for meetings, committee meetings, Mondays or Thursdays.
okay.
Mm.
Policies on Wednesday also.
Okay, then either we change it or I'm off of it.
So the only problem with that is that when we move one meeting, we have to shuffle around all meetings.
Okay, well then just take me off because I personally cannot be here in
Okay,
person.
on Wednesdays, okay. So those are the only two, you're on those two, and they meet on Wednesdays. Is there,
Are we able to change HR or policy to like a Monday to accommodate?
we can do that if you choose, so yes, you can discuss that and decide to
I'm
choose.
willing to meet on, I'm on policy with you, so I'm willing to meet on Mondays if you like.
So you want to do like the second Monday of the month for policy committee?
Well, but I'm on policy.
Oh, you're on policy.
Oh,
That's just
sorry.
so that she can attend as an alternate if one of you,
Yeah.
like if you're out of town and you can't
Oh,
make it.
that's right. Excuse me, I forgot.
Yeah, and Mondays are my
Mondays are
bad
bad
Oh,
day.
Mondays are
I
your bad
apologize,
day,
I
right, that's
apologize.
But, I mean, like, if we can, maybe that other Thursday, maybe that second Thursday, I mean, I can do that, if that would be,
Yeah, I mean, just,
You want, you,
I'm
Oh.
open Mondays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
okay.
I could
so-
do that Thursday.
So we can move policy to Thursday and you'll stay on the policy committee?
yeah, so just remind me, who else is on policy? Is it me and Dan then? Are the primaries and then she's the
It's the second
alternate?
Thursday of the month. Okay, great. Yes. Okay, so that's been moved and you're gonna stay as an alternate. So
Yeah, and
we
Dan and I are the primaries, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
we still have HR that meets on that Wednesday.
I mean, I can be the alternate on HR if that's not something
Yeah.
she can do on
Okay,
that
well
night,
then, that's
so
fine.
that you gentlemen can keep it on that night.
Great. We'll make that change, that's fine.
A clarification, this is for legal. In committee meetings, is our attendance allowed through Zoom?
No, it's the same rules that apply to a board meeting. So you can go with the old rules for remote participation where you post at your location and have your location on the agenda. Or you can use the limited just cause or emergency, but that's,
You can.
well,
Set the
well,
post
no, no.
aside. Oh,
Well,
Well,
but-
in limited situations.
Yeah, so the just cause and emergency are extremely limited.
Yeah,
It's not just for any just cause. It's the just cause, as we've gone over before, of childcare, you're
And
sick.
that's four occurrences a year, right, or something?
It's now 5 total,
Okay.
only 2 just causes, and it has to be for an emergency, childcare,
Oh, I
your
know.
health. Yeah, okay. Or an emergency where you're in a car accident. But so those are not, you shouldn't look to those as being able to be used now in the future for these meetings. You can use a remote location where you post your location at
the location.
your location and on the agenda, which is what you've been able to do for years.
Yeah.
You should really only be concerned about that, the old rules.
I'm sorry, the remote location, are you limited to an amount per year?
No.
All right.
So,
Okay, I'm trying to
So-
understand.
yeah, so
Okay,
Clear as mud.
So that
It is
being
clear as
said,
mud.
I can do it
Mississippi
any
mud.
night.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, Jeff. If I can zoom in and it's being posted where I'm at, for example, I'm at a certain building at the water board, then I can attend.
Yes, the agenda is published a week in advance, so we would need that to be given to us a week in advance so that we can
Okay.
publish it on the agenda and make it available to the public, so the public knows.
yeah, just to be clear, I would not think about the just cause emergency justifications here. I would only think about being able to attend using the old standard remote rules of posting the address on the agenda, having an agenda at your location, and having that location accessible to the public. Those are the old standby rules that have always been in effect.
And they have to be done a week ahead of time.
Well, the board clerk needs to have that address of where
Yeah.
you're going to be, and
Okay.
and you have to be somewhere. You can't be
Yeah.
in your car or something.
Okay, okay.
It's
All
the
right.
law.
Yeah, it'd be nice if, maybe as part of our advocacy in Sacramento, we can try to encourage our lawmakers to bring back some of the flexibility that we were enjoying so much during COVID, because we've gone from having a lot of freedom to back to having very little.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not sure they'll go
but-
for that, but
yeah. So what's the next one we need to look at, Elvia?
So we moved the HR. The Finance Committee meets the fourth Wednesday of the month, and that is, where are we? Dan and Angela. With the Greg as the alternate, but that is on a Wednesday.
I know is not working, so if you want Monday, well, Greg's alternate, but if you
Yeah,
whatever
you can
day
do
you
a
want,
Monday.
you tell me. In the afternoon? I can't do that. Oh yeah. So Thursday evening.
We could do the Thursday.
Off.
Well, we
Okay.
have the engineering and ops is on the 4th. So if you look at this column here, this is Thursdays. We have board on the 1st, Thursday, policy on the second Thursday, board on the third Thursday, and engineering and ops on the fourth Thursday.
Oh, wow.
So those are taken. The other thing you might want to consider is, Mondays are open here. We've got 2 Monday opens, or Mondays that are open. Second Monday or the third Monday.
And as the alternate, normally I'm not available on Mondays, but if there is an emergency, I
It
can.
would be on an emergency basis that you'd be
I can fill
notified,
in.
yeah.
I just have a standing obligation on Mondays that I would have to cancel. But if we knew far enough in advance, I can make those accommodations.
So Mondays are good for me
If
then.
Mondays
If that's good with
works.
Will
Angie.
that work? Yeah, okay.
I would recommend the third Monday if you're going to go to a Monday, because it takes a little while for us to get all the reports. The treasurer's report is
That's
one
true.
that we
Or Monday, sure.
send
Monday?
out to the independent treasurer. So the third Monday would work best for us.
Got it. Okay.
Thank you, Thank you,
So
Bill.
finance has moved to the third Monday of the month. We have, the last one that's left is engineering and ops, which is the fourth.
Can you do Thursdays? Okay, yeah, so we can
Thurs-
keep it on Thursday so she
Okay.
can be an
Great, an
alternate if need
alternate.
be.
You're okay with Thursday. Okay, great. Wonderful. So now that that schedule is set, it'll be posted on the agenda. What we're going to do is we're going to list the members, including the alternate. So should there be any kind of an emergency, that alternate is allowed to attend. But it's not necessarily means that the alternate is going to be there, only in case of those emergencies where you're going to fill in.
Correct.
Thank you so
That
much.
makes sense, to everyone?
Yes.
And with those committees and those members and that schedule of meetings, I would recommend a vote to approve all of that.
Okay, all right. Somebody make the motion?
I motion that we approve the modification of all our committees and meetings as we have discussed.
Okay, we have a first.
I'll second all that.
We have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, go ahead and call the roll.
Great. Director Moore,
Yes.
Director Bennett,
Yes.
Director Garcia,
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins,
Yes.
President Young,
Yes.
and that passes 5-0. We will be coming back at a later meeting with a modification to the policy and procedures to include alternates for our committees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, thank you, everyone. That was quite an exercise, but I appreciate everybody's patience through that. So up next, we should have board committee reports. So does any board members have any committee reports from prior committee meetings?
I have one for external affairs.
Okay.
We met up in our committee meeting. IE Works came in person and did a presentation about their program, and they discussed and ideas for expanding the program with more focus on having our ratepayers be part of this, the whole IE Works program. And so staff is planning to bring IE Works contract to the board on January 16th. But we did make modifications and discussions about having looking at it being more of selecting people in our service area. West Valley Water District also is looking at the video update. We have a draft version of the video capturing our commitment to the community that we shared. The video looks great. After some edits, the video will be shared and will be shared at a future board meeting.
I would like to mention on that video, there's some beautiful children in that video. Maybe related to me, but just so you know.
We also talked about the 2024 poster contest. The committee reviewed and approved the 24-25 calendars, and we should be receiving them in the next few weeks. We did also talk about a Prop 218 communication consultant. We looked at the 4 different firms, and we looked at the ones that were recommended, and staff recommended the one with the highest score, and will be presenting at the board meeting that is scheduled for December 19th. Our lobbyist, David Turch and Associates, provided updates on the current fiscal year 2024 projects selected by Congressman Aguilar, preparations for the DC trip that is currently scheduled for February, and we currently need to start developing the priority list for our projects for our fiscal year 2025 appropriations. We also been trying to have some discussions and connections with our Congressman Aguilar's office so that he can come and take a tour of the Bloomington Alleyway project phase number 3. California Strategies also provided updates on the California legislature, which is anticipated to have a Senate and Assembly Democratic supermajority. Governor Newsom's special session that will focus on protecting California's values. California Strategies will be monitoring the decisions made and will keep us informed. We also looked at what the current water theft fines are. Some agencies are concerned that the fines are not enough to discourage water theft. So there's a working group that has been recommended by Aqua to research the issue and its impacts. And the Prop 4 climate bond passed this November 11th, and we did talk about how that affects our agency. And that is it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other reports? All right, I have a report from finance. We had some good news. The district received the GFA award for financial reporting for the fiscal year 2023. So congratulations to the finance team on that one. And Bill, if you want to maybe just chime in for a moment, because I know that we've talked about this before as part of our Triple Crown. So
Yes, it's very much an honor for the district to again repeat this. And Gustavo happens to be sitting here in the audience, and he's been the key person that's been responsible for making this happen, and he's done an outstanding job. And we're in the midst of completing our year-end 24 audit, and we're making some great progress there, and we anticipate that we're going to get another award for next year. They are so late in announcing it. They just announced the 23 fiscal year, and and we're almost finishing our 24 fiscal year end audit. But nevertheless, it's quite an honor, and this is something that district is very proud of. Not only does it represent the finance department, but the whole district, to show that we're following the right protocols, and also it shows the positive contributions that we make to the community we serve.
yeah, so thank you, Gustavo, and thank you, the finance department. So just continuing on, so we also talked about doing a second amendment to the cell tower lease at Zone 6 being reviewed by legal. This will assist us in negotiations to increase our revenue streams, and the item will be brought back to the Finance Committee for further review. The iPay Smarts staff continues to work on the transition from Tyler. Training and implementation of the new program is scheduled for January. Staff is also working on a new online process to streamline new account setups for new customers, and the current process, which requires an in-person visit or a fax, is a bit outdated. So we're trying to be more convenient for new customers by doing it online. And then we also reviewed the monthly finance items, which we all just approved a little bit ago. So, all right. If there's no other committee reports, we'll go to regular board reports. Anybody have anything they want to say?
I attended the Bloomington MAC yesterday, and this evening I was at the County Board of Supervisors, Joe Baca Jr.
Attended the Aqua in Palm Desert and saw a lot of friends there and a lot of different general managers. And we saw Van there. Oh, wow. Yeah, he looks happy. So anyways, yes, it was, and then here I am. So, and that's about it. We have Chamber of Commerce that we're going to be attending next Thursday, and also.
May I ask who the guest speaker will be?
Peter Garcia will be presenting on. I'm not sure what topic he's. You know more than me, so what is he talking about? But yes, and then on next Tuesday, I will be attending Supervisor Armanduro's Holiday Toy Drive event. Thank you.
Anyone else? You have a gentlemen? Or
Yeah, I went to Aqua, and like Andrew said, we ran into Van. I think Nassim too. I think it's on Nassim as well. But it was a good conference. It was one of the best settings ever. It was a great to be in a host hotel that you enjoy. You get up in the morning and see the views. It was very nice. And thank the BK&K had a great evening for us, so we appreciate that. And one more thing. Went to the open house for Joe Baca tonight, and did my donation for toys for the dogs and for the kids. And next week is Almendaris as well. So been busy. Went to the open house too for the Path Center, which is a 120-room hotel that was renovated for the homeless over in Fontana, right across the street from Kaiser. And beautiful facility. Families are there. They get to stay there for 3 months, no cost. Develop some basic life skills to get them to their next path. The most important thing is that they get them off the street and they're not going into the ERs. They're going somewhere else now. They have a place for them to go through the caseworkers that are on the street in Fontana. They have a really good program, and it was just amazing to watch. So hats off to whoever did that. Jesse Almendaris is part of it. But yeah, hats off to all of them. Aquanet and all of them. It's a great program, and that people had great testimonies. If you guys get a chance, go take a tour.
Okay.
I also went to Aqua, and it was my first one, and very impressive. I brought one of the flyers I'll get to you from the vendors. Energy process and saving energy, hydrogen, separation of water. I was impressed with the presentation and I'd like you to take a look at it.
Sure.
I also went to the Joe Baca Junior Affair at the government building and delivered gifts. So look forward to the holidays coming up.
All right, well, wonderful. I'm glad to hear everyone had a good time at the conference. Hopefully I'll be able to join the next time. I just wanted to, say just how much I enjoy working with all of you and look forward to working with all of you in the upcoming term. I did want to speak briefly on a personal matter that, fortunately, a couple days ago, my uncle passed away. He had gone into the hospital right before Thanksgiving and had a stroke, and unfortunately he passed away on Tuesday. So a lot of prayers are needed for my aunt. She's really grieving right now, and my father and my sister are going to be traveling up to Northern California to comfort her. So could definitely use prayers for the family, and definitely would like to adjourn tonight's meeting in my uncle Joy Hunter's name. He was a wonderful man, a great part of our family, and we're really sad to have lost him. So thank you. All right, we'll go to General Manager.
Thank you, Mr. President, and sorry for your loss. I have updates on staffing and recruitments, the strategic plan, and just wanted to talk about the schedule for the Sacramento advocacy trip in January. So starting off with staffing and recruitments on CFO, we interviewed final candidates, and we will expect to make a decision early next week. For water conservation analyst, this position is still posting. We did interview a couple candidates, really didn't get the kind of experience profile that we needed for that job. So we continue to post for that position, and we're also thinking about maybe developing a new job description for a bit of a lower level position, bring somebody in lower, and then build them up. So that's perhaps an option coming up. Then for senior engineer, today was Shaw's last day. We wish him the best. We did post for that position November 26th. Right now it's scheduled to close on December 21st. We'll see what kind of response we get in December and make an assessment at that time. And then finally, if you recall, the 1,000-hour field assistants, we have 2 of those. They can work up to 1,000 hours. and we have, they're getting close to the 1,000 hours. We actually had one that got a full-time job, so he, not here. If we had an opening, probably would have. Do we know where Abraham went?
I don't recall what agency he went to, but he did secure a job with I believe it was municipal.
Yeah, I heard it was, another water or municipal water, wastewater job, something like that. So
That's
it's
a win. That's a win.
program's
That's
working,
right.
I think he was an IE Works graduate. So
That's great.
So we're, I think next week we'll be going out looking for another hiring list for those 1,000-hour field assistants. So I think posting next week. On the strategic plan update, staff has been working on and making progress on all those work plan goals, some 235 goals. And we are really consolidating all this information on a big spreadsheet so everybody can share their information with other staff, keep track of progress, and actually we can share this with the board coming up in January as well. So all work plan goals will be updated by the end of this month, and I'll be compiling them at the beginning of January, and then I'm planning to do a presentation to the board at our regular meeting on January 16th. Obviously, with over 200 of these goals, can't go into detail on all of them. Just looking to highlight some of the, bringing some highlights to you, and then providing that spreadsheet. So if you want more detail, you can go take a look. You can look at each one of those, see who was assigned that particular work plan, and what department, what person, what's the status, what are next steps if it's not been completed. So that's kind of the plan on the work plan goals for the next month or so. Does that work for the board? That kind of update, that kind of detail, including the spreadsheet that has more detail if you want to look into the
That works for me.
information.
John, I did have one question. I know you want to cross it just briefly, the Sacramento advocacy trip in January. Do we have dates yet?
Yeah. If there's no more comments on the strategic plan or the work plan goals, maybe we can bring up Socorro and talk about some thoughts about Sacramento.
Before she does, so is everyone okay with that level of detail that John was describing? Okay.
Yes.
And yeah, I think that works, John.
Sounds good. And if you want something different after you hear me out on the 16th,
Yeah.
I'm
I
all
just wanted
ears.
to make sure we got an answer for you.
Thank you. Socorro.
Good evening, President Young, members of the board. We are preparing for an advocacy trip in Sacramento in January. Dates proposed are January 14 and 15 or January 28, 29.
Are we to choose this evening? Would that make it easier?
You're talking in January, correct? I can bring up the January schedule if you'd like, but the only problem with that is that with the shuffling of the committees, you'll have to consider that. I haven't changed that calendar just yet. I'm just now finishing December, but let me share it so you can see
Okay.
January's calendar.
Thank you.
Okay, here we have January coming up right now. There we go. Okay, so make it a little bigger so y'all can see. And the dates you mentioned, Socorro, again?
January 14. So, sorry, can you go up?
Trying to, sorry.
Wait, yes.
Okay, there we go.
January 14 and 15 or January 28 and 29th.
Well,
I would,
know.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I would.
Now, the HR and policy committees have not
So,
changed.
If
so
I may,
I know they
I
have
think
Thursday.
it's safe to say because of the fourth week of January that the 28th and 29th would not conflict with currently with our committee unless there's some other change I don't see.
28th and 29th, yes, we did move,
So
Human
there's
Resources is
nothing
on the
much in the
second Wednesday.
fourth week.
third Monday, second Thursday. No. I think the 28th and 29th are okay.
I think those are, but everyone else have to decide.
Go ahead.
I need to see my other schedule, but if majority rules, right? Like,
Well, I know that I have issues with the 29th and the 15th specifically, but is there any reason why we're looking at a Tuesday, Wednesday, not like a Monday, Tuesday, or?
The legislator, they fly up on Tuesdays usually for a session, so we can try for a Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, like I said, my problem is the Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Though. Yeah, because I have a very big event on the 29th at the hospital that I really need to be there for.
okay, so just to echo what he's saying, what can we do as an alternative so that we don't do this on a Wednesday?
We can do a full day on the 4th. Oh, sorry, the 4th. The Tuesday, fly up Monday.
The 14th, you mean?
Or, yeah, the 14th.
Fly up early in the morning,
Yeah.
spend the day, come back that evening.
Yeah, that evening, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pass on waking up early.
Well, or, I mean, can it be condensed, Socorro, into one day, or do we need 2 days?
We can do one day.
I mean, because for me, I can probably get up there for the 28th. My issue, again, is the 29th. I could even fly up, late on the day on the 27th so that I'm up there, ready to go.
I think, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
historically, it's been, if I remember, there's very limited flights coming back.
Yes.
So if it's gonna be a day where we have to sleep over and come back the next day in the morning, because then we have to call it a half day on whatever day we're there just to make the flight.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys want to just brew on it and just think about it more so we can look at flights and stuff. Because if we're gonna make it all in one day, we have to be able to come back that night. And what if there's not a flight to come back on?
So worth looking into that the first week in February. I don't know if that.
I believe that first week is CMUA has their advocacy day. I think it's on the agenda.
Oh yeah, February 3rd.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
At Monday.
Now, is there any reason, as far as like the third week, like the 21st, 22nd, or is that not a good time, Socorro?
MLKs were off on the 20th, Executive Committee, and then Finance. No, not Finance.
I believe that day was brought up, and then there were external affairs, and there was conflict on that.
Yes, there is conflict on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the days already been vetted out. And those are the days that work for every for the legislators.
You coordinated with the legislators and with our.
We proposed this legislative advocacy trip with California Strategies, and those were the dates they put together: 14, 15, 21st, 22nd, 28, 29.
Well, I mean, worst comes to worst, Socorro. I mean, if the rest of the board wants to do the 28th and 29th, I can come up for the 28th, but I'd probably have to leave that night because, again, I do have a very important function at the hospital I have to be at on the next day. So, I mean, if that day works for all of you, we can do that. I just may have to skip out after the first day.
If you guys are set on that date, I can work on giving you options for airfare and for flights.
Please, yeah.
Okay. I can work on that and send that off to you right away because you want to book it soon because January's right around the corner.
So yes, let's stick to the 28th.
28th?
Yeah, 28th and 29th.
Okay, I'll work on the 28th. Assuming everybody's flying out of Ontario in the
Yes.
morning, coming back by the evening. Okay.
Yep.
Well, and I'm even open to flying up on the evening of the 27th if it's possible, just so that you're there in the morning.
Me too.
Yeah, that's
Like
what
right
I'm
after,
thinking.
right after external.
Like I said, for me,
right after
I'm
external affairs.
We'll have external affairs there. I
There
mean,
you go.
I think we're already going to be up there, right, Kelvin? So, like,
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to have a meeting of external affairs simply because you're all there. It would have to be because you're going there for a particular purpose of external affairs, so, no.
Yeah.
You could just
If
cancel
you
that
can
one.
change,
You-
or
or you can
change
cancel
external
that
affairs to
meeting.
the 13th.
Yeah.
Okay,
Why
so
don't we post the election a month ahead of time when we post it that we could. So I'm just,
Well, it's the location of the meeting. If the entire meeting
okay.
is moved,
Okay.
if one member of it wants to do it remotely, that's fine. But if all 5 of you wanted to do it
Someone would have to
remotely,
be
you
here.
couldn't do it from Fresno.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because citizens can't participate.
Right. The citizens have to expect that a
Yes.
quorum is here.
Yeah. Okay, well, I would say, yeah, let's plan to do that, and then, Socorro, you can work with Cal Strat to
You wanna-
start to flesh that out and
So who's more-
set up meetings, and Elvia, if you can
We
send
can-
us airfare.
Sure, I'll
Options.
send you options for flights,
Modify
and
for that.
then the consideration is for that External
Yeah,
Affairs
2
Committee to be canceled for January, since you'll actually be doing External Affairs.
Probably, yeah, I would assume that the
Yeah.
committee would probably want to do that.
Yeah, that's Kelvin and Dan. Or no, sorry, Angela and Kelvin. If you're okay with that,
I'm okay with
Ange?
okay with
I have a question on the Finance Committee is the third Monday of the month, which happens to be MLK. Could we possibly move that up to the 13th?
That would be fine by me.
Okay, great.
Okay, if you could do that. And then can we take a look at the Finance Committee for the month of December too? I think it's on a date that, Angie, you said you can't be there on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, is that correct?
well, okay, let's go back to December.
Yeah.
Hold on
let's
1 second, let me finish
But
doing.
when you say December, you're talking next December.
Talking about this.
No,
Or
this-
this, or
this
this one?
This
Yeah.
month.
Okay, this,
Okay, here's December. So we have, so because we have selected now this new committee, we need to consider finance being moved.
Yeah, and that was my point, because Angie said that Tuesdays and
So now,
Wednesdays
the
don't
way it
work.
stands now, the way it was moved, it is the third Monday of the month, which here falls on the same day as External Affairs.
Why,
Oh, sorry, that's the fourth Monday.
And make all the new changes
Oh, we
effective
changed it
for
because
December,
it's-
perhaps?
Yeah, we
You can do
made changes
finance
because
at
of
5,
December.
And then you can do external at 6.
yeah,
or
that's
if
what I
you
was
want to do
thinking.
it on the 9th.
What if we just do, because, it is a condensed month,
Uh-huh.
we have 2 meetings in the same day?
We can do that, right?
On the 16th?
Yeah.
So we would
Yes.
call a special
Ye-
meeting of the Finance Committee.
I don't have a problem with that, but I don't know if anyone else does, if you do
No,
it
no
on
problem.
the 16th.
Just,
Yeah,
I
it-
mean, Greg as the alternate would, but I'll be there.
Okay, then,
Fine with me.
So it falls on the regular schedule that was just
Yeah,
approved, so
okay,
we're okay to move
okay.
that. Okay, great. So
We'll
we'll
do-
have one starting at 5 o'clock, the external, which one? Finance?
Finance, yeah.
It is, yeah.
We okay? Finance starting at 5, External Affairs starting at 6.
Yeah, I just feel like it's going to get very difficult with not being able to move things around.
Well, certainly with the holidays and the closures, we certainly
And these
understand
advocacy trips
everybody's.
that we're doing,
Yeah.
they're taking up our days.
Appreciate that. All right, anything else then on the Sacramento trip? Did you have
think that's
anything
it.
else, John?
Anything
for
else?
your
I
report?
think that's it for now. Yeah, that's all for me.
All right, thank you. Legal.
No, I'm just worn out from all that calendaring, so I will pass. I will pass.
Thank you, sir. All right. And Elvia, I know we've been talking about it already,
Talking
but
about
anything
schedules,
else?
'cause- No, I just want to point out very quickly that we do have some closures coming up, 23rd through the 25th. Engineering and Operations Committee were canceled for the month of December. We've got the New Year's holiday that we're going to have closures from the 30th through the 1st.
Mhm.
You'll see here. And the regular board meeting on January 2nd was canceled. So
Okay.
I will modify I'll be working to give you airline options and changing up your schedules to reflect your new committee assignments. I'll be working on changes also to the policy that will be brought back later to include the alternates for our committees.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions for Elvia? All right. If there's nothing else, thank you, everyone. You all have a wonderful holidays if we don't see you before then. Thank you. We're adjourned.